Why don't I ride better when I know better? Ah! If you are ready to stop overthinking and start performing, this podcast is for you.
Welcome to the Resilient Reiner, the premier podcast focused on mental performance for equestrians and improved horse show performance. Whether you're a rookie reiner or a seasoned competitor, this show is for riders who want to take their skills to the next level and achieve their full potential in the show ring. I'm Nicole Burnett, and I'm a master mindset coach who's obsessed with helping you achieve all those horse dreams you always thought were impossible. Join me each week to develop a show-ready mindset and gain the competitive edge you need to compete with confidence.
Welcome back, friends. I'm your host, Nicole Burnett, and I am so pleased to be back with you today. Thank you so much for being here. Make sure you thank yourself for taking this time to work on your mental game, because this is what separates people. All right, this is what separates the great from the good, the winners from the also rans. All right, and this is what is really going to separate people who do things and are feeling frustrated and upset and shame, and those who are feeling a lot of satisfaction and hell yeah energy and joy and enjoyment. So let's do this. Okay. I had a client who came to me after repeatedly getting 5-point penalties in her reining patterns. And as you can imagine, those 5-point penalties were very understandably tanking her scores. So she was getting 65 after 65 after 65 or worse, instead of 70 after 70 after 70 and above. All right. Ouch. Reining costs a lot of money, takes a lot of time, takes a lot of dedication. We invest a lot of emotion into our sport. And so she was feeling a little rough around the edges. She was feeling pretty beat up. And she hung her head in shame as she shared what was going on. All right, her horse was a lovely, spicy mare who had only been in full-time training since she'd been started about 4 years prior. Her rider was also lovely and high-strung. She cared really deeply about her horse and caring for her horse and riding well, and she's putting all the pressure on herself to prove that she could do this thing after just years and decades of devotion to her work and her family. So with the pressure cranked up to 100, she would enter the ring and start loping around. And when they came through center to do a lead change, well, she'd cue for the lead change just a little too enthusiastically. And there's a limiting belief in there that maybe, just maybe, her horse had come untrained. And, maybe she could guarantee a change by cueing firmly. Her show nerves were also absolutely getting the best of her and leaving her a total mess, which didn't help, because once she realized what was going on, she would try her darndest to cue gently, only to still over cue and have yet another 5-point penalty from a kick out. Another couple grand down the drain for a show that went nowhere. The tears and the shame as she wondered, why did I do that? Why did I do that when I knew better? Ugh! Okay, raise your hand if you have ever been guilty of somehow, in some way, not executing, not doing something in your ride, even when you know better. All right. Maybe it's a lead change for you too. Maybe you kind of overdo it in your lead change. Maybe you're supposed to keep your hand near the saddle horn, but you find yourself neck reining and your hand's 3 feet off to the left. Basically, your hand should be up. There's no way that no hand is down, because at some point I know that you've done this because you're human. All right. So my point is that I know that you understand this. So there we were, sitting together, unraveling the mystery of my client's 5-point penalties. The root here, it wasn't in her riding knowledge. She'd been riding for decades, okay? She knew how to cue her horse. She knew how to execute a lead change and was doing just fine and dandy most of the time. But there was something deeper at play. Now, here's where we dive into the heart of the matter. Knowing better isn't always enough. We've all been there. You study, you practice, you train like mad, but the second you enter the show pen, nerves hijack everything you know. It's like watching your own hands and feet misfire when you know exactly what needs to happen. Does that sound familiar? When my client walked in with her head down, just brimming with shame, she was caught in a negative loop. She thought, I know better, so I should be doing better. What's wrong with me? But the reality is, knowing and doing are two very, very different beasts, especially when you're under pressure. This is where you need to give yourself permission to seek help, to not have it all figured out, to stumble, because imperfection is part of the process. In fact, consider this your official permission slip to both get the help you need and to be imperfect. It's a double whammy. Here's the thing. Your mental performance, especially under pressure, is often what makes or breaks you in the show pen. And it doesn't have to just be in the show pen. This can be at home when that particular person watches you ride, when it's windy out, when you're feeling the stress from a project at work, okay? This is not just a show pen skill. Now, to bring it back to my client, she wasn't dealing with an untrained horse, and she wasn't untrained herself. She was facing limiting beliefs and show nerves that left her over cueing, overthinking, and spiraling. It was all about what was happening between her ears, not beneath her saddle. And that's exactly what we worked on together. Visualization became her key tool for mentally rehearsing those challenging moments. We worked on managing and calming her nerves before even stepping into the pen. We went deep into dismantling those limiting beliefs that were triggering her to overcue in the first place. Because here's the truth. When the pressure is on, your brain and body default to old habits unless you've intentionally trained them otherwise. That's where visualization and mental rehearsal come in. They're not just a nice to have. They're the foundation of confidence and calm in the pen. So, if you've ever caught yourself thinking, oh, I know better than this. Why am I not doing better? Take a breath, all right? Take a breath It's not a reflection of your ability. It's a reflection of what's going on in your mind. And you do not have to figure it out alone. Let's get you out of that penalty box and into the winner circle where you belong. You in? Hell yeah, you're in. Let's do this. You're going to ride on with confidence. Got this. And if you're ready for more, don't forget, become part of Resilient Rainer Academy. Take your mental game and your writing to the next level. And this month, I have an upcoming masterclass on mental rehearsal. We're going to break down how to mentally prepare for the ring so you can step into the show pen with true confidence. We're going to get into what is mental rehearsal, how can you use this tool as a writer, and I'm so excited. I get asked this so much of what is mental rehearsal? What the heck is it? How do I do it? What? Like, tell me more. Okay, I have heard you and I'm going to tell you more. I'm so excited and I can't wait to see you there. Get on the wait list and then sign up at NicoleBurnettCoaching.com/mental rehearsal masterclass. Details are in the show notes, and I'll talk to you soon.